Darlings, it's Mummy, Sybil Bruncheon, and I'm coming to you live from Cherry Grove. Here it is, August 9th. You can see that even with all the vagaries of COVID and quarantine and a late spring and a mild winter and a reluctant summer and whatever, that it's August all right. There are spider webs everywhere. Look, it's very Ramar of the jungle out here. Things are green and lush. It didn't get quite as much rain out here as we got in New York City. New York City apparently was being deluged, but out here on Fire Island, they skipped the storms. It's sort of like the clouds, well, you can see them in the distance there, stayed over Long Island and Connecticut, but didn't quite skirt the island as much as other places. So Fire Island went through a bit of a dry spell, which was unfortunate because Mummy wasn't here to water her garden. And although she had friends that tried, apparently they didn't water it quite as much as the heat required because, up on the wall baskets there, the evolvulus, which is blue and is sort of hiding out right now, and the purple, which is calabracua, look how wilted they are. They're usually at this time of year, they're like almost covering the black net on the baskets. As you know, Mummy didn't get out here, so I didn't plant. Those are weeds up there, or we call them wildflowers. There's weeds. Look, everything went haywire. Things dried out and perished. My balloon flowers came and went. They blossomed beautifully. Look at all the blooms that must have been there. But Mummy was off shopping for a new home to rent in a new place. As you may or may not know, for those of you that follow me on our live podcasts on Monday nights, on Come Now Don't Sulk, which is really easy, darlings. You come to my Facebook page, you see the announcements all the time. Just click on the link and you're there. You can see the show on Monday nights or hear it. Anyway, my announcements and everything. I am moving. It is true. I'm leaving New York. I am moving not out of the city. I'm moving out of the state. I'm moving to a new state. And I will reveal what that state is right now, as I will tomorrow night on my show. I'm moving to Pennsylvania. I'm moving there because George has work, and that's very exciting. And in this time when people are not only out of jobs, but can't even get their unemployment or their relief checks or anything. So our household, fortunately, we have a person who's working, and that is very exciting. I am coming back to Fire Island this next year. We're not giving up our house, so that's good news. We will commute back here. And we will come to Cherry Grove at Fire Island next summer. So as you could see, the garden is half weeds. Those are all weeds. And there's the euchera, which is back and has gone completely to flower and seed. Here's the lavender. But you can see the pots, even the pots that have things in them like yarrow, are full of weeds. Weeds. Look at this. I missed all of my liatris this year, or gay feathers. So those tall spikes that are going to seed are the gay feathers. These were purple, that was white. All passed. I didn't get to see them because we were down in Pennsylvania looking for a new apartment. Veronica, gone by. Look at them. They're all gone. It's weird. It's like it's September, but it's really just early August. The bachelor buttons, the Centauri Montana there, has gone by and dried out and then is trying to leaf. Yarrow's gone. This was weeds. The Montauk daisies I trimmed back. They're limping along. You could see that the whole garden, I was actually going to clean, and I did clean up a lot of it, the debris from Isaias or whatever that name was. What an annoying name for a hurricane. I mean, if you're not a hurricane lover, then why must the name be annoying as well? Hurricane Sandy had a sense of humor to it in an ironic way. I mean, Hurricane Sandy, people's homes were full of sand. But that's another story for another time. But why Isaias? Hurricane Gretchen. That's a very annoying name. Anyway, so back to this. The garden was full of debris from the storms and everything. I've swept up a lot of it, and I've done some of my groove thang with my dandelion weeder. Many of you ask what a dandelion weeder looks like, and there's my dandelion weeder right there. There it is. There you go. That's what you stick in the grooves, and you clean the grooves out, and your deck looks beautiful and dries out nicely, and the wood lasts 10 times longer. Anyway, back to this. I was very vain as a gardener, and I thought, well, am I going to show them my garden as a dump, it's the most unkempt and sloppy that it has ever been in all the years that I've had this little garden. I've had this garden now for 14 years, and it's it's gotten better and better each year, even with the vagaries of nature, harsh winters, harsh summers, mild summers, wet summers. I've managed to keep it all going. Well, this year, because I wasn't here, it wasn't going. So there's a difference between wildflowers and weeds, and my poor little garden has treaded far over the line of weeds and not wildflowers. It's even the beautiful fleabanes, the tall fleabanes are going by. Here's a fleabane. This is the last of the fleabanes. I mean, it's gone completely to seed, and you can see over here they're completely gone and dried and crispy. So, what a year. Anyway, I'm grateful that I even have the garden, and I'm grateful that I get to have the garden again next year. And perhaps we'll put some beautiful, beautiful scaevola back in the urns like I had over there and here. And maybe the praying mantises will come back. I must say that if they came here knocking on the door looking for Mummy and her scaevola, well, they must have been very offended, because I haven't seen one praying mantis this year, and they always live in this urn. Remember, year after year after year, there's always one praying mantis in this urn to greet you when you walk through the gate. So it is what it is. And if anyone ever had to learn this lesson that Mummy teaches every week, it's Mummy. So teachers always teach the lesson they most have to learn. And that lesson is, say it with me, be present, be mindful, be grateful. Be present, be mindful, be grateful. Because everything you see and touch and smell and taste and hold in your hand and behold in your eye and hold in your heart, everything you love is only borrowed.